Let me start this off by saying that when I heard that Doug Cockle was going to voice Geralt in the animation, I thought to myself, wow, Sirens of the Deep is going to be amazing. Unfortunately, this was not the case. I saw the animation this week, and since a lovely subscriber of mine suggested I share my thoughts about it, here I am telling you I did not like it so much, and here's why. For a bit of context, The Witcher Sirens of the Deep recently aired on Netflix, and it was developed by Studio Mir, renowned for its work on The Legend of Korra, and was directed by Kang Hae-chul. The current film is an animated adaptation of Andrzej Sapkowski's short story A Little Sacrifice, featuring our hero Geralt of Rivia, who is hired to mediate tensions between humans and merfolk, all the while trying to navigate the waters of the central romance story between a human, Prince Agloval, and the siren princess Shinaz. As you have probably guessed, the premise of this animated movie is built on the question, will love conquer all? Since this is based on Sapkowski's work, the normal answer would have been no. But since this is Netflix we're talking about, I guess we're going with the happy ending.
Your Honor, I object!
Overall, the animation was alright, the fighting scenes satisfying enough, the story acceptably entertaining, and I have to say my favorite parts were the voice actor cast and Shinaz, the sassy sea creature princess who never held back on speaking her mind. Truly, I enjoyed every second of her on screen. I mean, this girl boss has royal siren energy, and I just could not get enough of her. Even the way she spoke her native language was truly mesmerizing. It sounded like an underwater synthesizer, which was probably what they were going for, and that worked really well in the producer's favor. So, what are my problems with the animation? Well, the writing for this animated film is disappointing. In my view, Sirens of the Deep fails to capture the rich, layered, and often cynical tone of The Witcher's writing. Conversations that should be introspective and full of subtext often come across as flat and straightforward, making characters feel like hollow versions of themselves, and that shouldn't be the case, especially when Nightmare of the Wolf was great in that department, but I guess that's what happens when you change writers. Geralt lacks his signature depth and dry wit and is reduced to a generic hero trope that spouts nonsense like, I have a moral code. Seriously? This is a Witcher we're talking about, and while Geralt does have his principles, he's not Batman to fight crime or injustice. He makes decisions based on pragmatism and the promise of coin, all the while remaining neutral in a world that is never kind to its souls. So I'm sorry, but that line was very uncharacteristic of him, don't you think? The liberties they took were uninspired. If you're familiar with the original short story A Little Sacrifice, you'll notice that some changes were implemented in the Netflix adaptation. First of all, they changed the ending, which I'll discuss separately further in the video. Secondly, they added Melusina, the unnecessary evil sea witch character that they shamelessly molded after Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Her addition to the plot took away some of the nuances of the source material. In Sapkowski's short story, there is no antagonist. The focus is on the love story between a human and a siren and the consequences and challenges that come with it. So introducing Melusina downplays the beauty of the original plot, making the adaptation feel cliché and, dare I say, Disney-like. And last but not least, they made Essie's character very forgettable. I swear there were moments in the film where she completely slipped my mind, and then all of a sudden, there's Essie, which is too bad because Essie Devon is not just a side character, she plays a crucial emotional part in the original story. She's a young, gifted bard who sees Geralt for who he truly is, without illusions or demands. Unlike Yennefer or any other woman in his life, she offers him a love that is pure, selfless, and free of expectations. Yet Geralt, fully aware of this, chooses to walk away. It is precisely this unspoken, deeply felt connection that underscores his emotional detachment and the fleeting nature of life. But no, the film reduces her to little more than a forgettable side character as Geralt continues his journey, all the while brooding over Yennefer. Personally, I think they missed the whole point of their fleeting emotional connection, and this is why Essie is so unremarkable. There's a clear disconnect between the original story and the way the animation was crafted. While the Witcher universe is ripe for action and fantasy, this particular short story demanded a more restrained approach, focusing on emotional depth, something the animation completely missed. By veering towards action-packed sequences and a typical hero's journey, the film fails to capture the melancholic, introspective, and mature essence of Sapkowski's original writing, but perhaps they wish to adapt it for a more forgiving audience. To be more specific, as an Eastern European myself, I identify more with tragedies and conflicting endings. Countries like mine struggle with post-communism and moral ambiguity as our past system and historical complexities forced us to prioritize survival over ideology, contrary to what we usually see in the West. The animated adaptation adds a large number of action scenes, and most notably a final confrontation with the sea witch Melusina, and various battle sequences throughout. These action-packed moments are clearly designed to inject energy and enthusiasm into the film, possibly to appeal to viewers seeking more dynamic scenes. But to fans of the source material such as myself, the animation distracts from the nuanced emotional conflict at the heart of the story. Also, there were times when the animation was slowly turning into a musical. Yes, indeed, Jaskier's presence warrants musical numbers, but having Melusina join in with her hidden singing talents is going a bit too far and ruins the whole vibe of the animation, at least for me. I can't help but say, make up your mind, Sirens of the Deep. Are you a musical or are you a gory, morally complex dark fantasy? Because you certainly can't be both, and at the moment you're making a mess out of both worlds. And now it's time to address the ending. Other than the fact that I felt like I was watching a dolphin show at the aquarium by the end of the animation, with all the splashes and flips and over-the-top spectacle that had zero emotional depth, it completely undermined the story's weight and left me questioning what just happened. The ending of Sirens of the Deep falls flat because it trades emotional depth and character growth for a shallow, action-packed conclusion that misses the mark. Also, given what we've seen of the so-called romance between Prince Agloval and his siren princess, it doesn't make sense for him to make this sacrifice. So reversing their love conclusion to suit a happy ending is not believable. I've seen no redeeming qualities when it comes to Aglovar, so for him to suddenly have a change of heart, grow a pair, and alter his whole personality in the end is a bit demeaning to us viewers. The original works so well because it acknowledges the true struggles and trials a relationship of this nature entails. This is why in the short story it is Shinaz who has to give up her mermaid life, reflecting the sacrifices women generally make when entering a marriage, and the reason why they are both hesitating, and not because their love is not true, but because realistically love is not always enough, and because neither is willing to fundamentally change who they truly are. How beautiful is that? But I guess that's just me. I'm more partial to tragic, deep endings that make me reflect on life, especially when it comes to a universe such as The Witcher. I'm curious to see what your opinions on the animation are. Sirens of the Deep seems to have mixed reviews, with negative ones coming from fans of the source material who probably felt disappointed with this watered-down version. Now, I don't regret seeing it at all. I'll take any chance I get to watch The Witcher adaptations. There are exceptions, of course, but I feel like they could have handled this one better and given us a more authentic The Witcher experience. But what are your thoughts? Have you spotted any other inconsistencies? Let me know down in the comments, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more video essays on movies and games. My name is Denny. As always, thank you for today, and until next time, please take care everyone. Bye!